Hello and welcome to the Adrienne Ross Show, where sports and culture connect. And they're going to connect right here, right now. It's Christmas time. And I hope that Caitlin Clark feels that she gave a Christmas gift to all those who were race baiting, all those who are trying to put her in a compromising position all year long. And after the Time magazine article, still feel like she is not done. She has not said enough. Now, we're going to get into this again because it hasn't stopped. The whole conversation about privilege, the whole conversation about how much Caitlin is going to do, has done for the WNBA, the ones who built the league. Listen, we told you, when I say we, I mean many people with YouTube channels, many people who have covered Caitlin Clark. When all this stuff came down, we said it's not going to stop. We said even throughout the season, Caitlin, don't give them what they want, because you give them an inch, they want a mile. And we said it with this situation when the article came out, when she received what she deserved, and that is Athlete of the Year from Time magazine, and then put some comments that we know there was a whole firestorm surrounding those comments, still is, but we said it's going to continue. It's not going to stop, and it's never going to be enough. I even did a video where Cheryl Swoops was on Gil's Arena. They said she just wanted to be invited to the barbecue. And then when they asked Cheryl Swoops about her wanting to uplift or elevate Black women, which she said in the article, Cheryl Swoops looked at them and stared at them. And I told you, number one, they don't believe her. Number two, they've got all kinds of other thoughts. Like, what do you mean uplift us? You know, it's like you can't really win. And so it's going, I said it many times. Now, a lot of the people who have talked about this happen to be Black people, happen to be people with a channel who are Black people like myself, who are supporters of Caitlin Clark. And we're certainly not supporting her because she's white, like they want us to believe. Oh, people only supporting her because she's white. Well, many of us are Black, and many of us are the ones who have said, don't do it. And then once it was done, we said, it's only going to get worse, and it's never going to be enough. And the reason why I point out that it's Black people like myself is because we know a little something about this mindset surrounding this. We know a little something about how Black people who tend to be on the race baiting side, how they are. Some of us have actually been Black all of our lives, you know? So yeah, actually imagine that, been Black all of our lives. So some of us know what we're talking about in this situation. And here it is continuing. And so I hope that Caitlin says, you know what? I had the best of intentions. These people, whether Black or white, just aren't going to be happy. And you know what? I'm going to go back to plan A. I'm just going to be playing basketball. Now, I said in the article that I understand this is important to this league, and I'm going to do my part. And I hope she says, you know, I bumped that. I'm here to play basketball. I'm going to play with people as people, and I'm going to give props to people who deserve it. Bump all the Black women built the league stuff. Okay. Cause it's not going to be enough. So I just I saw this first on Nation TV, and I want to show it to you because it shows exactly what we're talking about. I hope Caitlin sees it, although it's a shame if she has to see it, but I hope she sees it, and I hope she says, you know what? Nah, not me. I'm not going to be the one who gives into this type of nonsense. So take a look at this video. It is at least a piece of the video. Hopefully YouTube will allow me to play it. I'll stop and start it and see how that goes. But it's called Caitlin Clark Pissed Her Fan Base Off. And Jason Whitlock sounds off. And this is from Man Down Sports. So I'm going to show you a little bit of this. And I'm going to show you something else as well, so that I want you to get what I'm talking about. Now, I know there are people who are like, just let it go, and I've already said in my comments, don't tell me that, because burying your head in the sand is not going to make it go away. This is something that Caitlyn is going to have to deal with. The media. And people already going, well, what's she going to do? They're already looking for something, because it's never going to be enough. And because she said that she's taking this on. So let's hear what people think about that. Let's take a listen to some of the conversation. Before I actually play anything, let me just tell you a little bit about the part that I'm not going to play. And that is that they were talking about what Caitlyn said about the privilege, and they basically feel like her fans, Caitlyn's fans, are ticked off because Caitlyn basically denounced her fans. She doesn't want anything to do with the whole racist thing, and so her fans are upset because they wanted her to be the face of their racism and the whole thing. And so, yeah, it's great that Caitlyn came out and put her fans in their place, and all the whole narrative that you're hearing out there, because that's what people are thinking. The people all of a sudden who love Caitlyn Clark, who didn't have anything to say in her defense when people were trying to knock her around the court, etc. Now they just love Caitlyn Clark, and now they're standing up against all these people who are attacking her because she refuses to be the face of their white supremacy, the whole thing. So they have this whole conversation thinking that this is what Caitlyn is saying, and then we get to what I want to share.
I mean, they were hot.
They're going to talk about it.
They're going to hear about it.
He's going to hear about it. But what I'm trying to say is those people are still going to support her. They still, they're not just all of a sudden going to drop off being angry and hating Black women and saying that, they're beating up Caitlyn this year.
Yeah. So her fans are going to continue to hate Black women because, fans like myself, apparently that's what we do. We hate Black women. And now, yeah, we're going to keep doing that. We're not going to go away, she says.
That's not going to stop. So those same people, they're going to come right back this season and continue to spew the hate and continue to say, oh, Caitlyn shouldn't be. I think what makes...
I'm still trying to figure out what is the hate that we've been spewing. Her fans have been going to games, enjoying games, buying her merchandise, buying tickets, all the stuff. Her fans were cheering for Caitlyn Clark, yes, but we were cheering for Kelsey Mitchell. We were cheering for Timmy. We were cheering for Aaliyah Boston. We were cheering for the team, Victoria Saxton, hoping she'd get an opportunity to get out there and play. We were cheering for the team. But this is how they see us.
Is it because of this comment on the screen, Dominique?
This is telling to me they only liked her to spite Black women. It's obvious to me. Even Stevie Wonder sees that.
Is that why they still go support her? Because they just using her as a
exactly,
a tool
because they're not going to be able to use Paige Beckers.
Yeah, exactly. She says, yeah, we're using her because Paige Beckers gave her speech in 2021, and she had already told them that it's Black people that they needed to, be honoring instead of her. And so they can't use Paige Becker. So they're going to continue to try to use we are going to continue to try to use Caitlyn because we just can't stand Black women. This is what these people actually think. And what Caitlyn said makes them feel like she's saying the same thing, according to these people. What a mess.
Yeah.
They're not going to be able to do that.
Yeah. And Paige said the same exact thing when she won her award.
The ESPYs, right?
Was it the ESPYs?
It was the ESPYs.
Yeah, she said it better.
Okay, now let me stop here. This is what I'm saying. This is what I want to get to. This is what we were saying when we said it's never going to be enough. So trying to pacify people or even speaking what you have come to believe is true, if that is the case with what Caitlyn said, it's not enough. It's never going to be enough to try to satisfy people who have issues themselves.
Yeah, she said it better. I'm going to be honest with you. So her speech was better, and it was on target. It was on time. Caitlin Clark is a season late, with this message. And I don't.
Okay. You hear that, right? Paige said it better. Caitlin's late. She's not satisfied. And they're they're not satisfied either. And they're not the only ones. You're hearing that out there. Okay, so I'm gonna back up a little bit more because don't want to miss this part.
And it was on target. It was on time. Caitlin Clark is a season late, with this message. And I don't even really think she had a message. She's not even admitting that, she has a large fan base due to being white. She's saying, yes, I have privilege, but she's not even saying what that privilege has.
Okay, so Caitlin didn't come out and say, I have a large fan base because I'm white. You know what? I never knew that I was enjoying Caitlin's basketball because she was white. I thought it was just basketball. And of course, she's extremely likable. But this woman is saying Caitlin doesn't even have a message with what she said. Not good enough, because she's not admitting that her fan base, she was supposed to say that I have the fan base I have because I'm white. Then she's going to go on to say that Caitlin didn't say what the privilege is she has. So I guess this woman wants her to say the privilege is the fan base.
Message. She's not even admitting that, she has a large fan base due to being white. She's saying, yes, I have privilege, but she's not even saying what that privilege has garnered her, how it actually impacted the league. She didn't say any of that.
Well, maybe she didn't say any of that because none of that is true. That's why I said, I'm waiting for the person who will ask her, okay, Caitlin, what exactly is the privilege? You said privilege. They want you to say privilege. You gave them, the Christmas present or whatever, stroked their egos and said you were going to continue to do that. So, she didn't say what the privilege is. What is it? And somebody's going to ask her, so Caitlin, what is it that you feel you can do as a white basketball player that you feel that someone else can do as a black basketball player? So is she going to be able to answer that question? Obviously, this woman has something in her mind that she thinks, she already told us it's the fans because she's white. So I guess black people don't have fans. I guess all the white people we see in the stands cheering for black people, they're not really fans. They're just hired folks coming in. These people are outrageous. And that's why I say, do not give them anything, because when people need deliverance and got their own issues, it won't be enough. It's like, soothe me, stroke me, coddle me, tell me how important I am, and then do it again tomorrow. And that's what they want. And then do it yesterday because you didn't do it yesterday.
Just said that black women kind of built the league.
Oh, here we go.
So, I think that her comment should have been.
Okay. So now she didn't use the right terminology. Caitlin said that black women kind of built the league. Not good enough. That word kinda, not good enough.
To being white. She's saying, yes, I have privilege, but she's not even saying what that privilege has garnered her, how it actually impacted the league. She didn't say any of that. She just said that black women kind of built the league. So, I think that her comments should have been a little bit more polished, more direct, and unqualified.
You think that it was purposely done like that? Because she has a PR team. She could have been absolutely direct and called it what it was.
Could have been direct and called it what it is. Instead of saying black women kind of built the league, Caitlin, you've got to say that the black women have done everything for this league and you didn't do that. So we're still waiting. We'll ask you again. I'll give it a couple days. We'll require more of you. Until now, you're still on probation.
Was, but she kind of told the line, kind of built the
absolutely. Absolutely. So I think she told the line, and it's kind of like along the same lines of, I'm
going to stop right here. Stopping right here for that particular video because you get my point. And I know that there are people who are watching you just want to pretend none of this happened. You just want it to go away. And unfortunately, it's not going to go away. And it's not going to go away on the Adrienne Ross show either, where Sports and Culture Connect, because the door has been opened and it's going to continue. It's so unfair to Caitlyn. And so I'm gonna have a prediction. I got a prediction. It's a prediction that is more of a hope than I think this is gonna happen. It's like I don't really know. I want to show you one more thing that goes along with this on another channel, and then I'm gonna give this hopeful prediction. I can't even say prediction like I really believe it. I hope it's right. I kind of believe it though. All right, you'll see what I mean in a moment. But anyway, let's take another look at something. Okay, so here we are, same kind of conversation that you hear a lot of people having. And so I just lump them all together because basically people are saying that Caitlyn pretty much wants, pretty much has denounced her fans, and she wants no part of that because they're such horrible people. And they make it sound like this is what Caitlyn was saying. And so I might get mixed up who said what exactly, but this is the conversation that's going on. But now I want you to hear what this gentleman does with all of this.
And kudos to her for just even having the courage to do that, because she had to know that she was going to get some sort of backlash. But, hats off to her.
Oh man, I'm thinking about this because there's so much I want to say about this, but I'm gonna say this: if you're saying athlete of the year, is Terence Crawford an athlete?
Okay, so he starts naming off people to try to make a case that there are other people who are more deserving. And all I want to know is, are they outside? Because why is he wearing that coat? Anyway.
Correct, yeah.
Is Tatum an athlete?
Yeah.
So when they say athlete of the year, do they mean female athlete of the year, or are we talking athlete?
The 2024 athlete of the year.
Okay, again, you can see what he's doing. He doesn't think that she should be athlete of the year.
That's a lot of white privilege.
Heard that? That's a lot of white privilege. That's how Caitlyn won athlete of the year. That's a lot of white privilege.
Because I could think of so many people that have had extraordinary years consistently.
Okay, so we're gonna fast forward a little bit because he just continues to make his case. Let's get to the point I want to make here.
Another thing, when she says that this is white privilege, it's great that she said that, but then the real honorable thing is don't take the award.
I paused on purpose to let that sink in. Once she says it's white privilege, and I know there are people who are going to go, she didn't say white privilege. She said that I earned everything, but as a white person, there is privilege. She was saying white privilege. I know people don't want to believe that's what she was saying, but that's what she was saying. It's sort of like saying tomorrow it is going to rain. And then you saying, well, they didn't say rain tomorrow. They said tomorrow it is going to rain. Well, I mean, yeah. so that's just silly. But he doesn't mention that she said, I earned everything. All he takes from that, like so many other people, is that when you say I have privilege, it doesn't matter that you said you earned it, because those two things don't go together. So he's saying, then why are you keeping the award? Never enough.
That she said that, but then the real honorable thing is don't take the award. Give the award to the person you believe deserve it. It feels like when Macklemore won the New Artist of the Year over Kendrick Lamar. It's one thing to say you don't deserve it, but give it to the person who it belongs to. That's even more honorable.
And there you have it. This is what, again, many of us are trying to say. It will never be enough. You give them an inch, they take the mile, or they want the mile or whatever. And the next thing you know, you will be continuing to answer questions, and it's going to be an interesting second season. Now, here's what I say when I say I have a prediction or a hope. I don't believe that Caitlyn is ever going to, I don't think she's going to get what they want her to get. Caitlin Clark is not give her that she's not going to give what they want her to get. Caitlin Clark, I mean, unless they really get to her in this league and this league gets toxic, I don't see Caitlin Clark saying to anybody ever, I need to give this award to somebody else because somebody else deserves it better than I. I think that's why she said right off the bat in that interview, and we don't even know how the question was posed, but she said right off the bat, I have worked, first of all, I've worked for everything. Then she gave them what they wanted to hear, okay? But she wants to make it clear. I worked for everything I got. Good luck, I feel, trying to ever get Caitlyn to say, we should be honored doing what Paige did all out. Although she stepped in the same space as Paige. But this woman was right when she said, well, Paige did it, in her words, better. I'll say Paige did it worse. But in her mind, it's better because she wants to be stroked. But yeah, Caitlyn didn't say like, oh, give my award to somebody else. We should be honoring those people. And I don't think she's ever going to say that. She works too hard. She's too driven. She's too talented. And she's just probably not going to do it. So they better take the little Christmas gift they got and run with it. And I say that's hopeful because Caitlyn said in the article that she recognizes that this is important to the league. And so she said, I take that responsibility. However, she did use the word responsibility. However, that's a paraphrase though, overall. But you know what happens sometimes when you're trying to do the right thing and people don't appreciate it? After a while, you find yourself going, you know what, bump that. Y'all can pound sand. Y'all can pound sand. And Caitlyn may have to say that. She may have to be like, you know what? I'm not a public. She doesn't need to make a public statement, but in her actions, in her refusal to be a part of this nonsense, she might just have. I'm just gonna ball out. Period. In the first interview I showed you with that panel there with the woman saying that Caitlyn didn't do it well enough, she was just like, yeah, she probably just was trying not to get beat up. And I'm thinking, well, you're contradicting yourself because earlier in the interview, she said that they tried to make it seem like the Black women were trying to beat Caitlin Clark up. And now she gets on later and says, oh, Caitlin was just trying not to get beat up. So which one is it? Are they beating her up or not? Anyway, it's going to be interesting. This stuff is going to continue to come up because, as I told you, once you give in, it will never, ever be enough for people. And so Caitlyn might have to be the one to say, you know what, y'all like me, y'all cannot like me. I don't care. I'm going to play basketball. As I said earlier in the article, I'm speaking as if I'm Caitlyn. As I said early in the article, I'm not controversial. I do my best to treat everyone with respect and everyone the same. And I say that's a good strategy. You don't have to build up people, stroke people. You're always, Caitlyn, giving credit to people who inspired you. And they happen to be Black, the people we have heard you mention, but you didn't go out picking them because they were Black. And don't let them do it to you. Tell them to pound sand because, as you can see, it won't be enough. And your fans, you got trolls out there. I know it's true, but your fans have not been coming to games, have not been defending you, have not been purchasing merch, have not been doing all those things because you're white. They have not. And so these people who think that that's what you admitted to, pound sand. What do you think? You can sound off respectfully in the comments and subscribe to the channel if you have not done so. I will catch you next time, God willing. God bless you abundantly.